and Gucci. So we will be talking about that and a few other things. But hey, what's up, Gotti? What's up, Shannon? But we of course
Hey, everybody out there.
every
Sorry.
show we also have a entrepreneur, a black entrepreneur that I'm gonna highlight. And today we're gonna be highlighting my brother Shakim. He's gonna be coming on in like 15 minutes, and he's gonna tell you about the two businesses that he has started and is up and running. And he's gonna give you his bio and his spill on what he's doing and what he got going on. So it's all about, I ain't gonna say it's all about the men this show, but we're definitely repping for the men to this show and for Brooklyn. Just so y'all know, everybody that's on the panel today, none of us live in Brooklyn, which is funny. None of us live we all
we from Brooklyn. We Brooklyn by roots.
Yeah, no matter where we live at,
it's from Brooklyn.
We all from Brooklyn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's all love this show. We got the family and the Brooklyn family in the building today.
Yes.
So let me make sure.
How y'all doing out there in Instagram land? Hi, Charlie. Thank you for tuning in. I'm just trying to wait for some of my other friends to get on in. We want to get y'all feedback, and we want y'all to participate in these shows. Let us hear your opinion. That Girlz Radio is about the people. So y'all need to be chiming in and letting us know, how y'all feel. And definitely every guest that we have on here, y'all make sure y'all visit their websites and support Black owned. It's very important that we support each other in all of our movements and everything. It just, strengthens our community and strengthens the business.
I'm sorry, Mark. I see the link, but when I'm trying to. Do you are you able to go on check on it on your page, Keisha? Because I see the link posted on my Facebook page, but when I try to touch it, it says the content is unavailable right now.
What, on Facebook?
Yes.
Go to my page and start a watch party. That's all. That's the easy way to do it.
Okay, go to your page.
Just hit start a watch party.
I don't even see it on your page.
What?
The link.
Queen T. Hey,
y'all forgive us.
Instagram, what y'all doing? This live Thick Girlz Radio show. What's up? This is Real Talk, Men Talk episode. So we got some really nice guys coming on. All y'all ladies, we got some real men. Y'all tune in. Let me see.
One moment though, y'all. Exotic Cuts Barbershop. Yeah, look at Gotti. That's why he dropped your information. We got our other fam on the on Instagram. Gotti Exotic Cuts. Who is calling?
Somebody calling in the line already? They cutting up already.
No. Oh, that might be. I don't know who that is. Well, yes, Gotti, you gotta tune in. Rod gonna be on there today. What's up,
yeah,
Mustafa? I'm like, yeah, I know y'all boy. Yeah. All these tag names I can't get with. Okay, Mustafa.
You done call him the damn Lion King.
Right. I'm like, y'all. They
own people the Lion
King names on Instagram. Boy, that's Mustafa. What's up, Mustafa?
Big, all these names, right?
Yo,
that's hilarious. Thank y'all for joining out there in Instagram. You can't see my partner because she's doing her Instagram separately, but we are on Facebook together. And thank y'all. This is the Door Radio app. If y'all want to download the app and hear us on the actual radio station, you'll get to hear it. We're going to be talking about everything that happened in the last 2 weeks. We got that versus battle with Gucci Mane and Jeezy. It was ratchet. It was definitely for the culture. It was amazing. I never thought that those two would do a versus, but look at what we're able to do in the culture, and how it turned out was hilarious. And we got some other news too. Your boy Trump has been pulling out all cards about this election. He is just not, his ego is not letting him rest that Joe Biden actually, beat him fair and square. Now, when it was his turn to win, Nothing was wrong, and now that somebody else won, only in the
Okay,
states
I got
that
somebody else
Joe
here.
Biden was declared winner is he having a problem with the voters fraud and everything. So I don't know if a lot of people know, but Georgia did a recount already, so that would make the second time, but it just has been called that his attorneys and his administration is calling for a third recount. People are hand counting these things, these ballots, doing everything. So people are exhausted. And now here we go again with Donald Trump and his attorney Giuliani dripping with the dye, straight dripping. He got the drip for real. All of them are pulling out all the cards. He is using, exercising all his authority and his tricks to try to turn this election around. So for the third time, Georgia is going to be counting. So I'm just like,
I don't know about your Instagram, but they ready to get into it already on my page. They talking about the battle. They talking about Trump needs to leave. Let's see some of the comments.
hey.
We got a few entrepreneurs on the line. Shout out to Pretty Styles. Get your units, hit her up. A lot of my units that I get done, not this one. She does. So if y'all ain't following her, y'all need to start following her. We got the barber on the line, which is Gotti.
What up, Gotti? What up, Gotti the Dawn? What's good?
We got my cousin on the line, Shannon, Ra. Our guest, Ra's, he's already tuning in. He's just waiting for us for the green light to zoom in. Our two guests is gonna be coming in after our entrepreneur comes in, which he's gonna be coming in at like 7:30. So we have a whole lineup for y'all today, okay? What else? Anybody saying anything on y'all? Oh, what about Instagram? I mean, so you could read the
what y'all saying over here on my Instagram. How y'all feel about all this? I don't know how many of y'all on my Instagram had tuned in and seen the versus battle. If y'all into that, let me know some feedback on what y'all think. Start getting it ready now. And I know my Georgia friends, y'all over this whole Trump thing. We came out in a whole slew of numbers. Fulton County showed out. DeKalb County, everybody. So now he is pushing with his attorneys to recount for the third time, which is in his legal limits before they certify. So this is
but what's so funny, Black? The whole Jeezy and Weezy thing is Atlanta thing too. So y'all gonna be all Atlanta need to stand up the whole show, because you talking about the Trump how he want to want to recount in Georgia. The Jeezy and
Gucci, yeah.
Jeezy and Gucci. Yeah. That's the Atlanta thing too. But we Brooklyn and we ain't minding our business. So we're gonna be talking about that too.
Yeah. Yo, that thing was crazy. The whole history on the Jeezy and Gucci, yo. I thought that beef would never be buried. So kudos to those guys and whoever orchestrated that, because I know that was a hard pill for both of them to swallow on every level. That's crazy,
Right. So we're gonna get into our opinions about that, because I do definitely give them both credit for their growth. Some have grown. Obviously, we know who grown more, but we can't discredit. I won't discredit Gucci for the growth that he did as well. But we'll talk about his ignorance that he was getting into as well. But I feel like we shouldn't talk about that now. We should wait until the fellas get on. What you think?
Yeah. The fellas we want to hear it from a male perspective.
Bosco, we're gonna wait for you, Rod. We're gonna wait for you and they corner to come on.
Definitely.
Okay, what else we saying? Gucci can't fuck with Jeezy. What's up, P? My homeboy P on here. Moni, yes. So we're gonna do for the fellas today.
Eli, what's going on?
We ain't gonna just be talking girly stuff or bashing men like y'all said.
No, honestly,
like y'all have been accusing us.
So we gonna have men on
right,
here.
So if you get to bashing men, y'all gonna have some men on here to defend it and hold it down for y'all. I ain't gonna say that we might not say some bashing shit. Right.
Right.
But
right. I mean, but we keeping it 100. What we saying,
you gonna have to hold it down for the fellas. Yeah, he's strong. He from Brownsville. He know how to hold it down. So he ain't worrying about it. Yes,
he got this.
We're gonna be talking about mental health as well. Our other guest that's coming on, Naquan, he works in the mental health field. You know, he works on Rikers Island, and he works in the he's a manager at a mental health facility. So I'll let him give his little spiel on that. But he's also from Brownsville. We all from what they say the mud, but we want to just highlight some things like, you know, doesn't matter where you came from. You know, that don't mean you got to be stuck there or be stuck in that mentality. So we're going to be talking about mental health within our culture. We're gonna talk about how can we word that, the topic that we were talking about, the unhealthy affection that some of these men be showing each other.
Yeah, that's a good way to sugarcoat the shit.
Right? We all for brotherly love, but some things are suspect. So we're gonna get on that. We're gonna get our opinions on that, and we're gonna get the fellas' opinions on that, because you know we got a lot of feedback on that. What happened? We got
just to recap over here.
Yes,
just to recap, she was saying that we're gonna talk about some mental health issues. So some people, you know, wasn't hearing what we were saying. So, which is a big thing in our culture and our community, you know, and a lot of people with the pandemic, it has been coming out a lot more. We've been addressing it a lot more. So mental health and mental issues. And we got, you know, somebody that's on the panel that's going to definitely be able to address it because he works in the mental health field. So he knows all about it firsthand. And, you know, a lot of people are suffering. A lot of us don't know how to identify that we're mentally ill, or, you know, we don't have the right tools in our community to help us, you know, get the help we need, period. So that's cool. And then she was also talking about how did you word it? You did it perfectly.
Unhealthy affections towards each other that is being, okay, we got
men have unhealthy affection towards each other.
Look.
Ooh, that's a big topic.
Okay, everybody, all those that don't know, on Instagram land, we have our guests already done chimed in. Shy, you on mute, so we don't hear you. Look at this big boss sitting there, like he got us on hold right now.
I'm like, okay, what's up? We got one of our guests.
Office with his big office.
He's chimed in. Everybody on Instagram, so
I love him. I'm so proud of him. Everybody in Brownsville, if y'all know, y'all will be very proud of my brother as well. He's doing big things right now.
Yeah, we got Big Shy in here doing big things, got big businesses going on, not a business, big businesses.
Okay, I think you
kudos to him.
Shy?
Hey.
Hey, brother.
What's going on?
Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Hold on. Did your makeup team beat your face good?
My shit laid. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all don't know. He on his light skin shit. I spoke to him earlier today. He had his whole makeup team in there getting ready for the show, because you know he light skin, so he got his little light skin antics going on. So you good? Fine. You straight now? You ready? Everything's in place?
Everything is in place.
So introduce yourself, your name, your company. We're gonna give the floor to you.
My name is Shaquem Nevels. I'm a serial entrepreneur.
All right.
My first business that I started was a credit repair agency. I leveraged that into a trucking company and that into a dispatch company. So those are the companies that I currently run. And that's what I do.
I'm gonna intervene sometime and read some of the comments off Instagram. Gotti's talking shit to you. He said you ain't come get your cut from him first. So
every time I'm in New York, Gotti know I pull up on him.
You see, look, this is definitely a family affair. Everybody knows everybody that's on the line right now. We got Mustafa on there. Roscoe's already on there. Who else is on there? Raynell on there.
Brownsville, stand up. Bville is in the
definitely
building
right now. Everybody,
thick.
Brooklyn is in the building. Everybody on Facebook, we out here. So Shakim, you said you started a credit business first. A credit
Yeah, I
business.
started it. Yeah.
So what made you want to start that? How did you become knowledgeable of that? Like, give us a little background on that.
So basically, I started my credit repair company because I started to understand the importance of a good credit, and I knew that credit was going to take me places that cash could never take me. So it started out as me just setting out to kind of fix my credit. Initially my goal was like, all right, I want to get a building. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, let me figure out how to get this building. I gotta if in order for me to do that, I gotta fix my credit. But I ain't know nothing about credit, right? So that's something I had to educate myself on.
Which a lot of us don't know in our culture.
Community, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I had to taught the importance of credit. This is why we think you being on the show telling us your story is like one of the best, things that you could talk about, because credit is very important. People want to, a lot of guys want to walk around with a bunch of money in their pocket, but that's not always what's up. You got to have that good credit too.
I mean, credit gonna open doors that cash can never. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my first major travels overseas, I went to I went to Europe, and just going over there. What you gonna do? You can't take that cash over there.
Right.
So you can be rich over here.
You can't spend $1. What
you gonna do with that?
Right.
So like I said, that was my initial goal, right? I was like, man, like ever since I was little, I was just thought like, yo, I want to own a building, because I feel like if I own a building, that's it. Like that was in order to do that, I knew I couldn't do that cash. So I kind of knew that I was gonna need credit. I ain't know nothing about it, and I didn't have good credit. So I started to educate myself on how do I build my credit, how do I fix my credit. So once I started learning, I just started. It was like I pulled a ball of yarn. I just kept unraveling and learning more, and just kept getting deeper and educating myself. And then me being a hustler, I'm like, well, damn. Like I always ask that question, or I always try to find that edge, or always try to find that, you know what I'm saying, like that thing that
you already. They said, what was your credit score when you first started your company? Or do you want to get on to like, what did you start with your credit score? And then, once you started repaying it, then what it got up to, I guess, because I don't know, by the time he started the company, you had good credit, but you want to talk about the growth?
When I started my company, I was probably at like a 790 or something like that.
Yeah, I hear this. Okay, so what did you start with before you said?
So that was. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say. So when you had the 790, was that because you started repairing it prior to you having the 790, or you saying?
Yeah, it took me time. I ain't wake up with the 790.
Yeah, like that's what we want to know. What did you start with, and then you repaired it and got it?
That's what we wanted to know.
So when I started, I ain't had no credit. I never had a credit card. I never had nothing. I didn't have nothing in my name, because that's what I was taught. Don't put nothing in my name. Put it in your mama's name. Put it in my sister's name. Put it in my cousin's name. Anybody's name but my name. You know what I'm saying? And that's the lie that we was taught. Like everything that we grew up learning, it was to keep us in the dark. You know what I'm saying? So that's what everybody do. If you see somebody riding around in a new car, that's in their baby mama name, or their sister name, or their mother name, but it ain't in their name. Anybody name but they name.
Tell them about what car you ride around in right now in your name.
It ain't in my name.
Oh, it's not in your name?
No. It's in his company name, probably.
Right. Well, it's still that company is your name. My brother just bought the new 20. What? I don't know the names. Mercedes Benz. Very pretty, very nice.
I got the new S class, the 2020 joint.
They
I'm
don't
trying to
hear
get the
you.
2021, but they ain't bring them to the US yet.
You hear him? You hear this light skinned Negro?
I'm serious. I just got it in
He
December.
got
I'm
the
trying
stuff
to
that they
do
ain't even bring to the US yet.
Yeah, they ain't bring it yet. COVID. They gonna bring. They gonna bring.
Okay.
They're supposed to bring them, but they gonna bring them in the spring. In the spring, they saying. So I couldn't get to 2021.
So once once you got your credit cleaned up and everything, you decided that you wanted to go ahead and help and educate other people, and that's why that was the basis of the company.
Nah, no. Like I did want to help people, and I didn't want to help people. It's like yes and no, right? So it started off that I was just helping people. You know what I'm saying? And then it was like, yo, nah, this is a lot of work. I need to be getting paid for this. So
right.
I was like, okay, how could I do this in a way that everybody win? You know what I'm saying? So like I would just fix your credit. You know what I'm saying? But then I was like, nah, we can't do it like that.
They have another question for you. These people on my line, they're full of questions. They say, can you break down the difference between business credit and personal credit?
Yeah, absolutely. Business credit doesn't report on your personal. So a business and a person, they're two separate entities. Like with personal credit, everything reports off of your social security number, right? That's how they link any account or any account that's on your credit report is linked from your social security number. Now, business, they have their own social security number, which is called the EIN number. So anything that you charge on a business is going to be on the EIN number. That's a separate entity. So if you could have good credit, business credit, and bad personal credit, or vice versa.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So Sha, how do you a lot of people, I'm sure they're curious because within the last couple of years, a lot of Black people have been starting their own businesses and everything, and a lot of us are just coming to terms with building up our own personal credit. How would you start? Like, what's the first step to building up your business credit?
The first, so my opinion, right? So like, say if I wanted to, that's a whole nother movie. Like building up business credit, that's not something simple. But I would say if you wanted to start a business, right? Because business credit, it takes a minimum of 9 to 10 months to build that up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's like it's a series of things that you would have to do to build a business credit. So if let me tell you what I did. Yeah, so I wanted to build a business, right? So what I did was, okay, once I understood personal credit, right? I said, okay, how can I use my personal credit to leverage that into starting a business? You know what I'm saying? So what you can do is if you have, say right now, if you got good credit, good personal credit, you can leverage your personal credit to fund your business, right? So basically what you'll do is, so say you got like a 750, 730, I don't care, a 700 credit score, right? So most people, if you got like a 700 credit score, you probably got a personal credit card, $4,000, $3,500, $5,000, something like that, right? That's probably where you're falling at that range. So if you create an LLC, right? So now you create an LLC. Now you got a company, right? The first thing you do is you create the LLC, and then you will get an EIN number, right? So that separates your personal from your business, and then you go get a business bank account. You would need a EIN number is an employee identification number. That's what EIN number stands for. So when I say EIN, that's an employee identification number, right? It's for tax purposes for a business that identifies your business. It's like a social security card for a business. So once you get the EIN number, now you're able to go into any bank.
Can I ask you a question? with that EIN number, let's say you said that's like a social security number for your business. Let's say you start more than one business. Do you keep that same EIN number, or every business that you start
every business has a separate one?
It depends on how you want to set up. It depends on how you want to set up your business. I forgot to mention I got a real estate holding company as well. I got some property out in Chicago. That slipped my mind because that's something new I'm doing. So for like when my real estate,
get into your other business. We just getting into the credit.
I know.
This man has a lot of stuff going on. When I say he got a lot of stuff,
I'm a serial entrepreneur. So like with my real estate company, what I did was because I wanted to, I started with this property and my plan is to own multiple different properties. So you could create what's called a series LLC, right? So this LLC owns this LLC that owns that LLC. So you got one parent company that owns a bunch of different companies. So you could use the same EIN in that case.
Okay.
Right.
So you don't necessarily have to get a new EIN. You could use the same one.
You don't have to, but it depends on what type of businesses. It's probably better to do it, to get separate EIN numbers.
So you do think it's better?
It depends. Like if you're doing real estate, it's not necessary. But if you say like you got, like I got a credit repair company, right? Then I got a trucking company, like different companies in different industries, you might want to separate that.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like if you're touching into different industries, you're going to want that separate. You're going to want to have a separate EIN because you don't necessarily want the money to mix. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep everything separate.
Okay, so we don't want, I mean, we do want to educate people on credit, but I know you on a time frame and I want to highlight all of your business. So he also, you do credit repair, credit consulting and all that. You want to give out your information for that. If people want to further talk about that and ask questions about your credit business, because then we're going to get into your next business, because you said you got to be going by 8. We on a time schedule, y'all.
I do got a little bit of extra time because when I was on the phone, I got pretty much everything handled. So I could probably get out like an extra few minutes. But if y'all want more information or even a free consultation, because I do free consultations.
Free. Y'all know we like free.
I do free consultations. My website for my credit repair company is Vivian Marie Enterprises.
You can spell it?
VIVIANEMARIE Enterprises.com.
Okay. So now with the credit, once you build up your credit and you started your credit repair business, you can tell them how you wind up starting your second business.
Okay. So that was actually the trucking company was my third business. My second business was the cleaning company. That failed.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I had a cleaning company. That failed.
I was employee.
That failed. So don't think I was just hitting home runs. I didn't have some failures. My advice is, man, you gotta try it. You might fall down, but just gotta get back up.
And this is real shit that he talking. Y'all heard what he just said? He said he started, this is his third, he got 2 successful business right now. But his second business he failed on. So this is why when people don't need to get discouraged. Sometimes it's a hit and a miss, but that you got to keep on pushing and keep on coming up with more ways to recreate yourself. So don't get discouraged if the company that you started is not bringing in the numbers that
revenue.
Like.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My second business was a cleaning company, man. That shit was a epic fail. I spent money.
Really?
I lost money. You know what I mean? I had to fold that shit because I was like, man, I ain't about to keep losing money. That ain't what I signed up for. That's another thing. If it ain't working, man, cut the cords. Don't just, you know what I'm saying? Don't just drown.
Don't keep on throwing money into something that's, I don't know what to say about that though. I mean, that's your input on it, because some people say sometimes it might not be working and you got to just go harder. So I don't know if you want to discourage people to say, no, if it ain't working, then, try something new. Because some people, it might not be working and then they got to go harder, or remarket it
I
themselves or
ain't,
something.
I ain't telling nobody give up on nothing. I'm saying when you know it failed and you can't figure out how to get up out of there, it's different if you got a plan. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes your plan ain't work out according to exactly how you planned it, but you still got a way out of it. Then keep going, keep pushing. But when you ain't got, like, when you over your head in water and you can't figure it out,
Let go, don't sink, huh?
yeah, it's time to
Don't
let
sink.
go.
That's
Right,
your
right.
free advice, right? That's your free advice.
Yeah.
Let go.
And what he's
Yo,
saying is
I'm telling
absolutely right. You know when it's the end, when you can't help yourself no more. You
People
know
are
that.
saying things doesn't happen overnight. Gotti said facts.
Nah, that's a fact. You gotta keep grinding. I ain't gonna never tell you don't stop grinding. Sometimes you gotta grind and power through it. But sometimes you know when you fail.
That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying?
Right.
You gotta be
You
real
know,
with yourself. Like, you know what, this is not working.
Absolutely. And the books
Time to
ain't adding up, and the books can't add up. When the books ain't adding up and they can't add up, you gotta get up out of that thing.
so like, all right, so the business that I had that failed was a cleaning company, right? So basically I go in the, like offices and clean up the offices, right? So the reason why that didn't work out for me is because most contracts that you get, they pay you like on a net 30, right? So basically that means that once you complete the job, they got 30 days to pay you. They pay you 30 days out. You know what I'm saying? So you could amass multiple contracts, you know what I'm saying? And they supposed to pay you 30 days out, but that don't necessarily mean they gonna pay you. Is it like come on, they could pay you late, you know what I'm saying? Even in trucking, they pay late. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I still got the payroll and my overhead, and that's nothing. You can't come in no business if you ain't got no cushion. You still got your overhead, you still got your payroll, but the checks ain't coming in to cover.
So hold on. Let's talk about that as well. It's stuff that I know that's happened behind the scene that people don't know. While you were pursuing both of the first and the second business, it's also that it's important that we let people know that you had a 9 to 5 that you were maintaining.
Oh, I was working. Yeah,
Right.
I was working.
Sometimes people just quit their job and go out on a whim and go, straight to entrepreneur. But my opinion, I think you got to do it smart, and I think the way you did it was very smart. He worked a 9 to 5. He had a good paying job, doing on the books, and then he was doing these other 2 businesses on the side.
And I'm sure, Sha, was your 9 to 5 helping you fund your other businesses? Is that why you were working? So you'll have, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So basically, like when you want to start a business, you gotta sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna ask how many people see me at any nightclub, at any event. I sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? I ain't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? If you see me out,
Yo, you making me smile from ear to ear, brother. You don't even know how you got your girl over here, Black Glory, smiling from ear to ear. Everything you saying right now. I love it.
People want to do everything. If you want to, sometimes you got to scale back on certain stuff if you want to if you got some goals and you want to do, but people want to ball out and in the club, and they want to do this and they want to do that. Sometimes you can't do that if you saving up to do this. So talk about that. That's a fact.
Please keep going with that portion.
Kim was not out and about unless it was my birthday or something. Y'all saw him.
But look at his rewards now. That's what I love. Look at, because of your sacrifice and what you have, not let yourself get over into. But now, because you did everything that you was needed to do, and you put your business first, look how your business is taking care of you now. Go ahead, Sha.
Yeah. I mean, you can't, it's not about instant gratification, you know what I'm saying? It's about the long play. So basically, like, I work a 9 to 5, right? And, I wasn't the type of employee that would just like, I'm just here, give me my check. I was working, you know what I'm saying? So I used to feel like, I used to feel like if I could do that for somebody else's company from 5 to 10 or 5 to 12 when I got home, now I got to work on my company. You know
hold on. I want to tell him a quick story about how he was such a good employee. He got a couple of promotions. So, but when he started his business, he relocated in the middle of the pandemic. It was so crazy that he was such a good employee that, can I say it?
Go ahead.
He was trying to get fired, and these people would not fire him because he was such a good employee. They would not fire this man for nothing. They was trying to work around him. Oh, well, maybe you need off today? Oh, can you do this? Oh, we'll work around you. Like, he was like trying to get fired. He already done checked out of this job. He already done started his his third business, and it was on, it was on the go and everything. And he was just like, he mentally checked out on the job, but because he had such good work ethics and put in that work, they wasn't even trying to fire him.
It took like
I used to call him every day. I'd be like, did they fire you yet? He'd be like, nah.
Yo, it took like 8 months for me to get fired. I ain't even gonna lie. I was trying to get them 600s a week. I was trying to get that. I was like, yo.
Like everybody else.
I'm like, yo, unemployment giving out, what, $1,000 a week? I'm like, oh, I got my business. Let me get that. I couldn't even get it. I couldn't even get it. I was trying to get fired. I couldn't. I wanted that.
Yes, I love my brother, and he's not selfish with sharing ideas.
Awesome.
Appreciate that. So basically, yeah, I would work 9 to 5, and then when I get off of work, you know what I'm saying, I work on my companies. You know what I'm saying, and things just worked out. Like,
so let's talk about the your trucking company.
All right, so man, it just started as an idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't know nothing about trucking. I didn't know anything about trucking, man. But I just heard how much.
He didn't know nothing about trucking, and now he started a whole trucking company.
Yeah, I ain't know nothing about trucking. All I heard was like how much money. First, I heard how much money a truck driver make, right? I was like, man, I ain't about that life. I ain't driving no truck. But then my mind I think a little different. I'm like, damn, if a truck driver eat like that, how much you make if you own the money, own the company? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, that's the check receiver. I want to be the check writer. So then I just
man, shit. That's right.
Yeah. I think outside the box, because I think I remember I spoke to you when I first had when we first had the conversation. I was like, man, I'm gonna start a trucking company. You was like, you got a CDL? I was like, no, but I ain't trying to drive a truck neither, so I don't need it. You know what I mean?
One thing about Sha, this, like, you heard what Gotti said. You don't have a problem with sharing your ideas. Sha Kim is always coming up with an idea. I'll be on that phone with him, and he'd be like, I was thinking about doing this. I was thinking about doing that. I was thinking about doing this.
Mine always working.
I'd be like, Sha, sound good to me. Sound good to me. He'd call me up. I'll be like, all right. And, some of these things he came up with, and he executed it. So this trucking business, you said you had no idea, nothing about it, but you just knew if the truck drivers was making that much money, you wanted to be the boss. Then if the truck drivers is making a lot of money, the people that give them the check got to be making way more than them.
You hear that? He didn't want to be the truck driver. He wanted to be the boss. That's a whole level of mentality right there. That's a whole different level of thinking.
Yeah.
And that's where the wealth is, in your mind.
And that's what it's about. Like I'm gonna tell you what really pushed me is like working a 9 to 5, because I ain't always work. I used to be out here in them streets, right? So when I started working, like just working at 9 to 5 and just struggling for a promotion and just trying to do whatever I can and just get ahead so I could have more to bring home to my family. And I'm like, damn, I used to see the CEOs of the company sitting back not doing shit. They ain't doing
You better
nothing.
preach.
And I used to like, or just like.
Can I want to intervene with that. What you just now said, you didn't always work. that you was in them streets. These are for, these are for some of the people that's listening that still might be in these streets, or young guys that might be, if they're not listening now, they might see it later on YouTube. This is a guy that was in the streets and he was selling drugs, okay? You was out there, even when you were out there in the streets, you had good work ethics. I was there. That man would be out there for hours, okay? He ain't need no sleep. So this is what I say about a lot of these guys that's out here hustling illegally. If they take that same ambition and that same drive and put it to something legal, y'all be out here bosses just like him.
Yeah, and look, a lot of them are already bosses because they're already running blocks, doing numbers, doing all of that stuff that you have to do. The same thing that you're doing out in the street is the same thing you need to do to run your organization. Find good employees.
And you ain't got to look over your shoulder or run from no police right now.
Absolutely. Well, you might not.
Let me tell you something. The best businessmen is going to be hustlers, man. Yo, they don't want us. They don't want us in this. They don't want us in this corporate world. We gonna eat them alive. Like, yo,
and that's why they fight to keep y'all out of it. There you go.
I be negotiating deals. It'd be like child's play. Like when I train my dispatchers, I got a dispatch company, right? I could literally change. When I train my dispatchers, I show them. I be like, look, we looking at the load board. I be like, you see what that load pay? Right there, that paid $2,400, right? And I do this. I put a number up. I say $2,800, right? And I'll be like, we gonna get $2,800 for that. They're gonna be like, how? And I show them how to get $2,800. They can't negotiate. If you ever negotiated with a fiend or a nigga wanted some weed or something like that, say you out here, you got hustlers that they just selling weed and they selling to their peoples. Your people's always coming short. If you ever negotiate with something like that, that's always coming short, and then you deal with one of these brokers that's trying to short you on a load, man, I done heard every story.
That's a fact. The people
you better
got out
preach,
the hospital,
brother.
they got shot, and all type of stories. I'm telling you, this life could prepare you for the worst corporate battle. Like, that's what I be saying. Like, you as a perfect example. And sometimes, like, I work in the corporate world as well. And when they try these little stupid tactics and stuff, I've always been a civilian, but I've always been from the street. So when they be trying all this dumb shit, I'll be like, I survived the streets of Brownsville. I'm not going to come in this corporate world and think y'all going to bully me. So when you got the best of both worlds, it's like they only know one world. We coming into their world with still with knowledge of, the streets, and now we, coming into their world as well. So that's why we the biggest threats.
Yo, if you could survive Brownsville, anything.
I be trying to tell them, but they don't understand. They don't understand.
Everything else is a playground.
Mm-hmm.
Everything
is a piece of cake.
It's man. My decision to stop hustling. That's probably the best decision I ever made.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like my day ends. My day ends. You know what I'm saying? When you hustling, your day don't end.
And
when the money grows.
Let's talk about how much you got to change your mind mentally. And not only did congratulations to my brother. He's a new father, and he's also all of that streets, you think that's what you got to do. Mess with a whole bunch of women, oppress these women, get these stupid cars so you could get more women and all that. He ain't even on that type of time. That he got his mind right. He got him a whole wife, kids, and everything. It's just like he's a total change man altogether. So when I be bigging him up and talking about him all the time, this is why I'm so proud of him.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You definitely got to change your mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think my mindset changed because I'm just shit. You know what I'm saying? I done been in prison. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all want to ask. Yeah, everybody want to know. Yeah, I done been in prison. I did 10 years in the feds. You know what I'm saying? That kind of opened up my mindset, man, because they took away a lot of my youth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They took away a big chunk of my youth. So when I came home, you know what I mean? So like that opened my eyes to a lot of different things. Like I just seen like the disparity in, like, if you look in the jail, I see 80-90% is Black and Latino, and then you got maybe 10% white. You know what I'm saying? But it's all.
Rise 8 o'clock. You could join in if you're listening, because he also was on Instagram telling people how you repaired his credit as well.
That's my guy, man. Roscoe, he helped me a lot. Like, he helped me a lot with my trucking company. You know what I'm saying? He played some important pieces. You know what I'm saying? So
now, Roscoe, you can join in too before he goes.
Awesome story. Awesome story.
Yeah.
So,
okay,
Shad, if it's anything that you could, tell, the young men out there, a lot of our youth are, just dying at epic proportions. And, they don't have a lot of people, a lot of examples around them, like yourself, that has been, through some things and were able, you were able to overcome them. And, now you're sitting at a great position. What would you say, to the young brother that's still on the block hustling, or is torn between a hustle and, getting a job or something like that? What would you say, to those young people, to those brothers?
What's up, Roscoe? We have our other guests on the line as well now.
I would tell them to think outside the box. I would tell them to think outside the box. And once you lock in on the idea, don't let nobody deter you. I'm gonna share something with y'all about Fatima. She might not remember this. I remember when I came home, right? When I came home, I had got offered a job at a warehouse, right? And I turned it down. And Fatima was like, "Yo, why you gonna turn down that job? You need that job." And I was like,
he knew what kind of job he wanted.
I said, I do need a job, but that job ain't for me. That job right there is gonna have me working hard as hell, where I'm gonna be so tired, I ain't gonna have no time to do nothing else. I said, I need a job, but that job ain't for me. You gotta know what's for you and what's not for you.
That's true.
You gotta set yourself up for success. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a plan.
Somebody on here wants to know, was it difficult for you to change your circle?
Nah, it wasn't. I'm gonna say yeah and no. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't difficult because I did 10 years. You know what I'm saying?
So you were alone, right? It was no circle.
I did 10 years. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't...
And not only that, but I know for a fact what happened is when Shakim first came home, you were very selective on who you associated with. He basically wasn't around nobody. He was basically getting his grind on or whatever. So changing your circle is important, and you know that because you did do that. I mean, you ain't necessarily, because you still got, some of the day ones that like
the core team, right,
and stuff like that. But there was some people that you knew that was on the same stupid time, and you made it your business to stay away from them.
Yeah, you definitely gotta change your circle. You know what I'm saying? I want
Roscoe, turn your phone on your Instagram. I think we hear the feedback. Turn your phone down. We hear your the echo.
I ain't do nothing with my phone. My phone ain't.
We hear it.
I don't know what y'all hearing. My phone is off.
Okay. Go ahead, Sean.
Roscoe got that big man cave down there, man. That's
Oh yeah, that's why, man. It might be echoing.
We could get into that too. All my boys out here doing big things. Roscoe got the big old house in North Carolina with the whole New York apartment in the basement.
Yo, that Roscoe vision. So I stayed in Roscoe vision when I moved out. Yeah, Roscoe should have vision. But yeah, you definitely got to change your circle, man. You got to have people that want you to win around you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody around you don't want you to win. You definitely got to change your circle and try to stay away from that negativity, especially if you try to do something different. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit difficult, but that's what you got to do. You know what I mean? Definitely.
Well said.
So, Rob, we want you to come in because you wanted to, you were saying on Instagram how Sha helped you repair your credit as well.
Yeah, Sha had called me and just out of the blue called me and was like, "Yo, what you doing?" I'm like, "No." I was thinking about getting out of the streets and I was about to get a job. So Sha called me and I was like, "Yo, I'm about to get a job driving trucks." He was like, "Yo, I'm coming down there."
No. What happened is I told him. You remember me and you was talking about it, and you told me, and then I told Sha because sometimes I don't let everybody know what everything going. So I told Sha, "Yo, hit Ra up because he's thinking about doing it, right, Sha?"
Yeah. That's
how it happened.
Well, that's how that happened. So then Sha came down here and he was like, "Yo, what your credit look like?" I was like, "Nigga, I can't get nothing in my name." He was like, he hooked me up. So, and what's crazy about it, it didn't take long. Like, we forgot about it. And he was like, one day, just check your credit. And I checked my shit. My shit was at 765. That shit blew my mind. Because, I never was with nothing legal. I'm just being honest. Like, I never was nothing legal. So when I seen that, I was like, yo, that shit blew my fucking mind.
Right.
So I'm in the process of getting a trucking company too. You feel what I'm saying? So
we'll get into that too. I'm so proud of all of my brothers. Yes. They are all doing big things. And,
real men, real talk.
Yes. When we said we was going to have a good show today and talking some real shit with some real niggas, I knew these guys all my life. And if they could do it, anybody could do it. Okay? Trust me.
If I can do it,
and that's why we brought them on there, because we want everybody out there in Sador land and everybody else to know that, you know what I'm saying? Everybody doesn't come from the silver spoon in their mouths. You know what I'm saying? Some people come from the mud with all odds against them. The system was always against, these brothers. And for somehow, some reason, they had the determination, they had the mind frame. And look at where they're sitting now. And just like the brother was saying, sacrifice and banding together. Look at these two guys. You could tell that they are sincere friends and they work together and help each other out. Each one, lifting each other up. You getting your credit repaired. Yeah, none of that. That's very important. That's very important.
We got to get off that type of time.
Got to.
All the stuff that he knew and then tell nobody. And one thing, Sha even get mad at me because everything Sha know, like Gotti said, he tries to share. Yo, sis, you need to do this. You need to do that. He even get mad when I don't do what he tell me to do. You don't listen. You don't do this. You don't do that. When I got credit cards, and he's like, why did you get that credit card? Didn't I tell you to run stuff by me before you go? I'll be like, listen. So Sha is like Gotti said, he's not selfish with his information, and that's the type of people I got around me, genuine people, and that's what everybody needs to do. If you don't got people around you that want to see you win and that's going to help you and support you in everything that you do, then you need to disconnect from that type of circle or energy. Sha, Ra, we all family, and we hear something that's going to be beneficial for each other. Ra, I was just having a conversation with Ra telling me about he about to do the truck driving thing. I already knew what Sha was planning, but Sha was having a lot of plans, but I didn't want to tell Ra off the gate, like, yo, Sha about to start a business. So I ran it by Sha. I'm like, yo, talk to Ra, because he about to get a CDL and all that. So we have our other guest that just joined in too. So it's all about not being no crabs in the barrel. We can all shine together. Nobody don't got to shine more than the other. Once we start doing like that, we as a culture could do better.
Absolutely. I agree.
It's a fact.
And it's good
I
to
ain't
see
gonna
it
lie, man.
manifesting
Shopping
right
like that
now.
before. When we was kids, we was the same way. We shared with each other.
Yeah.
That's a fact. You know, that's Atlantic
I
Avenue
was
thing.
just
We
getting ready to give a shout out to our block. I don't know about nobody else's block, nobody else's project, but we had real unity and real love on our block. Okay, we didn't let outsiders violate our block, and we all genuinely loved each other, and to this day still fuck with each other, still consider each other family. No, people
And up for each other to
Hey,
the
you
project
Atlantic
though.
Avenue.
It's one on Atlantic.
You Atlantic Avenue
We
too.
was a dudes on our side or whatever, but it was all the females. So and I still fuck with my Tower Chicks hard body.
Yeah, we got Rob.
Yeah.
I mean, Rob. We got Naquan on here. He don't know about our block unity either, cause he like a cousin. He like down the block. He came up in Brownsville also, but down the block. You gotta unmute your thing.
I came up with
I
Naquan
know.
too.
Unmute your
my
thing,
best
Nate. We
friend.
can't hear you.
Naquan is like my little brother, best friend. So I came up with him.
He done.
Before Atlantic, I was living in
We
Prospect
can't hear
Plaza.
you. Unmute your thing. We still can't hear you, brother. I can't believe that he don't know how to unmute the thing. Well, anyway, we're gonna talk it to you. Okay, there you go. You off.
Oh, I told you I'm new to this,
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Peace. Roscoe, what up, big bro?
What's good, my bro? How you feeling?
Hi, everybody. How's everybody?
We good. We vibing.
How you?
I know how you do. I'm good, bro.
It's good to hear, man. It's good.
Ron, let me tell you a little something about Naquan. He told me before that he used to be of our block because he did, admire our camaraderie and how we. Go ahead and tell them the truth now. Publicly say how you loved our block. You like.
I don't know about all that, man. But I used to come up there with Bud and holla at Roscoe. So
It's a fact.
it was a different type of time from where we from, man. Where we from down the hill was just so packed, man. It was a lot of things going on down there, man.
Yo,
We
that's
ain't get a
my
chance
word.
to breathe like y'all.
I always say the same thing that people live on top of each other up there, so it's always It have to be the way we are today. Like you have to be aggressive.
You know what I mean?
You have to stand up. So I'm just glad that I came from that shit and I don't have to go back. So I be trying to get from up here down here. Come down here. Come down here.
Sha, do you agree with that? Now, Rob, we can't bring the whole Brownsville to NC. Some people you gotta leave them right where they at.
No, I'm talking about the people I love. The people I got love.
Kim started shaking his head when you saying that. Like if you bring them,
I'm talking about the people I got love for.
Okay.
I ain't trying to bring nobody else down here, but the people I got love for.
That's true, man. I don't really want to live around the
your face when he said that, like, I don't know about that, man. You don't bring all those Negroes down here. You need the niggas right where they at. The ones that got their mind right, okay, yeah, they could come. So, Naquan, introduce yourself.
Peace. My name is Naquan, Nate Boy, Park Place in Saratoga, born and raised from the Hill.
Park Place in Saratoga.
That's really it. I had to slide my
That's
block
really
in. I mean, there's enough of that. I hear all Atlantic since I got on, so I just wanted to slide my block in.
Go ahead, rep your block.
That's all. I ain't trying to hurt nobody.
I know that's right.
So, Naquan is another one of us, Brooklyn born, Brownsville raised, who, was out there in them streets and has changed his life on a tremendous level as well. So, you could run them your credentials on who you are and what are you doing? Like, I told him that you in the mental health field, you work with and you do.
I can't hear you, but what you said? You broke up.
I said, tell them a little bit about yourself. I already done briefed them.
Well, I'm a licensed social worker. I do private practice and I work on Rikers Island in the programs department, mainly with adult mental health clients. And I also do a private practice to kind of lobby for individuals at their parole hearings. I initiate them when they come home. I engage them. I make sure that their parole package is in place prior to them coming home. And when they do come home, I connect them to services like housing, food stamps, things like that. And sometimes I have to sell them on the food stamps until I tell them how many sandwiches they could get. But, everything for real. But other than that, this is what I do initially, outside, both professionally and personally.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's amazing.
Dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you get to see firsthand, what's going on in the culture with people, having mental issues and everything.
Yeah, I mean, firsthand, personally, all of that. So, it's definitely something that I've grown up with. I guess if I could start a little bit about myself, from even as far back as when I was in like public school, like 178 on the Hill. I remember them just sticking us in, Roscoe know all that the 178 song. But they just place us in these.
Am I the only one hearing him break up?
If you had, if you were behaving, around you, and then all of a sudden you in special education types of diagnosis.
Hey yo, I don't want to cut you off, but we were speaking about 178. Hello? Can you can hear us? Listen now.
Oh Lord, I guess he's gonna join us back. But what was you gonna say about 178?
Because it's 178, I'm so great with numbers, like phone numbers. I never forget, because in the morning time when you go to 178, they make you scream out the timetables. Whoever scream out the timetables are not going to school first. So that's stuck in my mind. So I'm great with numbers because of 178. So not all schools are bad in bad areas.
You know what's so crazy? Because I never went to 178, but Hamza did, and Hamza's good with numbers too, and that's how he learned his timetables and all that too. Or for that, what was the principal name or whoever came up with that idea? But those of y'all who didn't hear, the one of the local public schools in our neighborhood, would make the kids stay in the yard, and they would have to screaming out loud or whatever. And whoever finished it first, that's who class go in first.
Whoever said it the loudest.
Or said it the loudest.
They make everybody say it, and they're like, "Oh, that class was the loudest." So y'all going to class.
Okay.
Again.
They was preparing y'all for those to be able to know how to count that money.
Count money with my eyes closed now.
Yeah, I know that's right. That's what's up. So when is he wasn't able to chime back in, or is he chiming back in?
He said waiting for me. Oh God, I guess Mark walked away. I gotta tell Mark to
let him in.
Back in. But y'all can talk. I'm calling Mark.
So how?
Yeah, Ross. So tell us about what's going on. What you got going on, brother? What's your up and coming? You starting a trucking company? What you got going? We want to hear from you.
We started a trucking company.
I got him.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep it real with you. Ain't no sugarcoating. I'm following my guy footsteps. Whatever he do, I'm right behind him. You get what I'm saying?
Listen, if you can follow your guy in selling drugs, you can follow your guy in a whole legit business. So it ain't nothing. It ain't.
My guy been teaching me how to clean credit, so I know how to clean credit a little bit. I ain't finessed that, but I know enough.
Right.
You know what I'm
right.
You feel what I'm saying? I know enough from the trucking because of my guy. Even I know a lot of real estate because of my guy. Like I know a lot about real estate because of Shy. All that came from Shy. So
like a hood genius on the law, right?
And what's so crazy is it's kind of shocking, you know, to know him from back in the days to now. You feel what I'm saying? To know that he know all of this stuff. Because, yeah, like he always say, like, we knew this shit back in the days, we'd be fucking millionaires right now.
Absolutely.
But that's all right.
Absolutely. But the good thing is you're still gonna be a millionaire regardless.
Don't worry about it.
That's what I'm saying. Now's the time. Now's the time. Now's the time.
Welcome back, Naquan. You on mute again. You gotta unmute it.
One of the things that
What's up, Monty?
that's one of the reasons why I love Roscoe, and that's my guy, because like even when I came down, it was like, you know what I'm saying, son helped me. You know, I stayed at his crib. You know what I'm saying? Me and my family, we stayed at Roscoe crib, you know what I'm saying? And he did one of the realest things that I ever seen. You know what I'm saying? Like when I came and when I showed him like what I was trying to do, like he fully supported me, and son stopped hustling. Son stopped fucking around. You know what I'm saying? And
That's what's
like,
up.
it take a lot for a nigga to walk away from the streets when you getting money. You know what I'm saying? You ain't seeing nobody doing that that's actually gonna believe in your vision and be like, you know what? I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? So big ups to Rob, man.
Well, why wouldn't he? Rod has always been smart too. He's a grown ass man, and if he see what you doing legit and you making it happen, why would he be taking all these risks? And you know, for the same thing, you know what I mean? It only makes sense. So I knew when you was moving back to North Carolina that this was going to be a good look for both of y'all. So,
Worked out for both of us. Because I ain't gonna front, I was a little hard-headed in the beginning. Like, Shy would be like, yo, you talking about getting a job, nigga? We about to be bosses. And I still be like, yeah, I want to get a job on the side, though. That nigga be like, man, you talking about a fucking job, nigga. Get that shit out.
Sometimes it's hard and it be calling you back.
He's always
right.
grabbing his head like this, too.
Right.
Yeah, bro, get that shit out your mind, nigga. We gonna own companies. And that's a fact.
Right.
Ever since then,
Not working. I agree.
He changed my whole mentality. I'm not even gonna lie. He changed my whole mentality. So it was only right that, you know, I got this man standing at my house. He ain't in the game. I'm suppose something happened. I put him in trouble. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't, and he's helping me. I'm not so quick to keep both of us safe. You feel what I'm saying? And everything.
Real talk.
Yeah.
You know, and we done ran up a bag already, right?
That's a fact. That's a fact. Major bag.
Love it. That's what I love to hear. That's good
That's
stuff.
And we still running it up.
All right, you know what we gotta do. You know what we gotta do with Shy. We gotta listen to him because he get mad when you don't listen to him. He be like, oh God.
That's a fact.
You know what? I don't know. I done got cursed out so many times by him. No, you want to listen to everybody else, and I'm telling you what to do. You ain't doing this. I don't want to talk no more. Now I let him. You know, I get off the phone and I call him a couple of weeks later. Look, let me ask you a question. No. But that's my brother. You
know what else I like about Shy? Shy know how to talk to you in a certain way to make you understand it. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of people, I had somebody else trying to teach me credit before, and the way they was talking to me, I couldn't understand it. I explained it to me. It made much more sense, and it made me want to go down that lane. The other people it confused me, so I was like, man, I don't even want to mess with that. I'm doing this right here. Later for that. You feel what I'm saying? And then when Shy came, he spoke to me and made it seem so simple. And the way he speaks to everybody like that. That's why I said he need to be like a
motivational speaker.
He speaks sense to everybody he talks to. It's not you. Everybody he talks to, he speaks sense into them.
And you know what? How he does? Like if I'm hype about something and I could be loud at everything, and then he just be like, okay. And I'd be like, I'm gonna do this. He'd be like, nah, and what you gonna get out of that? Does that make sense? I'd be like, but that make me feel better. He'd be like, oh, if you telling him a story, he'd be like, well, that happened because you let that happen. He ain't gonna stop that until you stop that. Like he be like, you right, you fucking right.
Well, you need to be a speaker, man.
Mm-hmm.
Make me understand them. Make me understand them. He can make the world understand them.
I'm listening.
Are you back with us in the corner or what?
Yeah, I'm just listening. I'm soaking up a few. I'm just listening. You hear me?
And even Naquan, man, I know this guy when he was young, and to hear him say he doing the things he doing now, it's like mind blowing. Like, you know, I know him from he was a kid, being with my brother, and hearing the things he was into. You feel what I'm saying? And to hear him say
Shout
that
out to Bud, man. I love Bud, man. That's really my brother, man. Word.
Right. And to hear him say he into the things now is a blessing, man. We need more brothers like us. I'm not even gonna lie. We need a bunch of us, man. And
I
every time I see
appreciate that,
somebody
bro.
up
I
there,
appreciate
I'm trying
hearing
to
that.
change their mind.
Yeah, and what I do like about Naquan, he's always helping somebody, and he's always helping somebody transition back into the world, and people that is lost or whatever. He's in connection. He's still in contact with everybody, even Hamza, because him and Hamza used to be in public school, same class and all that. Like, he always will be, you know, hold on, that's my guy on the phone. This one, like anybody from jail that anybody that he had love for, they still can hit his line. You know what I mean? He's out the streets, but he ain't that far removed. The man works in Rikers Island, but he still get inmate calls from upstate.
I mean, you know, they gotta understand that, man. Nobody left behind. That's the concept. It's the liability. Only the ones they love, though.
So I was impressed because, you know, to be a licensed social worker, that's a quite a feat. You understand what I'm saying? And to work on Rikers Island, you know what I'm saying, and dealing with the population, that's another thing. I was in social services myself prior to start my companies. I worked in ICANN. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah. They right next to me.
Yeah,
I came up through them.
Yeah,
through the other companies.
Yeah, I worked in ICANN, so I know, like, you give a lot. You got to give a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? That type of work, it takes a lot from you, and sometimes you carry that shit home. So I already know.
True.
You know what I'm saying? I already know.
And you know what they put you through to even come up there, the obligations and what you got to give up to even be on Rikers Island. Is like you got to pledge your soul to be there with them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so, man, that work right there, man, that work is important. You know what I'm saying?
And what I like about what you just now said, you know, for those who didn't hear that, Naquan works in Rikers Island. We need more people like him having jobs in places like that, because Naquan will tell you he's been in the can before too. So this is how it's like checks and balance. If you have people that have had their own history, so when they see foul shit going on, or, you know, stuff that ain't supposed to go on, they in there to check it or regulate it or whatever. Like, yo, you ain't supposed to do that or whatever. If you got people that's never had no type of background and was or something like that, this is how the corruption keeps being corrupt.
And they think they normalize the behavior. You're right. They do that.
Right.
They think it's supposed to be that way. But it also they would also try to typecast me a lot too, because so I had to stop telling them a little bit about my past, because they will only try to stick me in the positions that be just like talking to them or giving them information on life instead of having me next to them to make any decisions. So they could make all the decisions, but they'll have me just
calm them down.
Almost have to help, huh?
Right. They just want you to calm them down when they start.
Yeah, they don't really want to give me any decision-making power to them, so I had to stop kind of really sharing with them, so they won't pigeonhole me in just one position. I like to be at least having some say-so I could, you know, assist when I can, you know.
See, that's the struggles of being honest and, you know, speaking your truth and telling your testimony, because sometimes, you know, people use it against you. So, but you telling your story and telling, you know, trying to be encouraging to inmates and stuff, like, man, I was an inmate. I was just like you, and look at me. But then you got some people that's hearing that and not taking it as, yo, that's a good look. We got your coworkers trying to use that against you.
Yeah, they start not trusting you, like, because you was an inmate, they think you still, you know, want to smuggle things in or still, you know, cross the line. They don't believe in your professionalism. So it's like it's not even worth telling some of them unless you really trust them.
Right.
I have a quick question. Your past. That's terrible.
Yeah, definitely do.
Question, because I gotta go. So is this streaming live, like on Facebook, where people can actually see
Yeah,
the screen
it's
and
on
stuff?
my page. The link is on my page and Black page. You can just share it on your page and they can see it. And it's also going to be uploaded to YouTube. So this whole show going to be uploaded to YouTube right afterwards, and you can also share it for those who's not tuning in now. They can always go back and look at it.
So before I go, can I share my screen so I can show my website to anyone that's interested in a free consultation?
Do you know how to do it? I don't. Mark,
Yeah,
our engineer in the back. I don't know how to do that.
Can you see my screen now? Can y'all see my screen?
No.
I've seen something briefly.
Huh? I should be able to see my screen. Can y'all see it?
No.
Are y'all looking inside of the Zoom conversation?
All we see is our faces on it and your faces right now. I don't know. You probably can't share nothing without, because he has to. He's like the administrator of all of this, so maybe he has to approve it. Mark, are you tuning in? Do you hear us? He probably stepped.
He probably stepped on the break.
Because he said he wasn't going to be tuning in the whole time. So that's probably why it's not letting you share. He probably
try it again. Try it again.
Thanks, Mark.
Try it now.
It popped up, but then it disappeared. Try it again.
I took it off. Okay, let me
Shout out to everybody on Instagram. Thank you, Almighty. AR, I'm sorry. For those, I see you said you came in late. If you came in late and you want to see the rest of the show, you can go to YouTube and put in the Sador Radio and look for Thick Girlz Radio. The show, our whole show will be uploaded onto the YouTube page. This was a very good show, very informative. So I, encourage everybody to share it and spread the word.
I'm trying to do this. It's not like
we didn't even get into our ratchet talk, because we talking this real talk right here.
You hear this much more than
right.
What's going on? I'm sorry, I try to open up the screen. I can't see y'all, but I can hear you.
I think they should be able to see my screen now.
Sador, SADIOR. That's the Sador, SADIOR Radio.
All I see right now.
You could go into your app store. Oh yeah, you don't have that. If you wanted to listen through the radio station, you could do that. But on YouTube, that's what you type in, and all of our shows will be there. It's not SEDOR, it's SADIOR. Purity said, very good show. Proud of these kings. Keep on growing and glowing. Anthony Ferguson says, much respect to you, Sha. Going forward, please, says, discipline, determination is golden, fellas.
Right.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you for coming on the show, Sha. We appreciate you. We love you for all the the knowledge that you have shared on here and just shared in our personal life. We appreciate you so much.
Y'all gotta bring me back.
We sure will, because we want you to keep on going with this credit restoration and everything. A lot of people need to know what to do and know how to, get their credit together. It's 2021 and big things about to happen. So they're going to need you, Sha.
Yes.
I got y'all, man.
I'm finna call you. Nah, look, I'm finna call you soon as we.
All right, yo. Y'all have a good one.
All right. Go.
I see you tomorrow, my boy.
All right.
All right. I think all you have to do is press leave. Okay, so everybody on in Sador Land and Facebook Land and IG Land, our entrepreneur that we had on our show was Shaquem Nevels. He had to go because he has some other business that he had to get to. But like he said, y'all can always go back to the show and replay it. He stated his business on how you could contact him. He does free consultations and everything. So now we're gonna move to the second segment of our show where we're gonna be getting a little ratchet. We're gonna but we getting into
tell how to reach him though. Did he give any, information on, his company and how to reach him for that information? Once we get ratchet, honey, ain't no turning back.
I don't have it written down. That's why I said if they go back and rewind the show, they can.
It's Vivian. His Instagram.
No. I'm talking about Naquan for his information. I think everybody got.
Okay.
Yeah, I think everybody got Sha. Oh, there you go. See, look at that.
Oh, you got it up.
Oh, I was like, what happened to the screen? Oh, I thought we would. Okay. Okay, so everybody on Facebook get to see that?
Yes.
Oh, you got it up.
I got you.
Hello?
Yeah, we're here.
Cause I can't see y'all no more. I don't hear.
What? Oh, Roscoe, you shared that to the screen just now?
No, I got you. I got you. You know.
Okay.
Our engineer.
Right. We got a lot of stuff going on, y'all. A lot of stuff.
A whole lot. Yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, Naquan, how do we get information from you? Because I'm sure people have a lot of questions, and we have a lot of family members that are, transitioning and may need help, and all that stuff that you do. We need that information as well.
Well, you can just hit me on. Tell them you could DM me first on Facebook, Naboy81, Naboy 81. You just send me a DM. Because I get a lot of requests, so sometimes I don't answer them all. But if you DM me and you got any questions and you need any assistance, I'll be glad to help.
Okay, cool. That's
what about your Instagram? They can't DM you on Instagram as well?
Yeah, that's my Instagram. Yeah, Instagram. I don't know if I said Facebook. I said DM me on Instagram, Naboy81, or Facebook, Naquan Naboy Thomas. And you can just send me a message and we can take it from there.
Okay, so guys, we're gonna now that we handled the business and we talk, we highlighted all of y'all highlights and gave y'all all the credits, and we talking about black men winning on this show, okay, today. So y'all can get off our back saying that that we be hard on the guys sometimes.
They said we sat up there for 2 whole hours men bashing. Then we want to come back like we ain't did shit. So now we ain't said a word. We got
some this show. Y'all can't.
We let y'all live. Yeah, and keep in mind,
showed up and we showed the fuck out for this show for our kids.
Yes, live. And Rob,
now it's back to the Ratchet Thick Girls Radio. Yo, let's get into this Yeezy and fucking game.
Oh man, I didn't even really get a chance to watch the whole battle, but once I seen snippets of it, it was a little upsetting, man.
To what degree? What upsetted you?
I just, from a street perspective, man, like, probably Roscoe could tell because he lost people, I lost people. It's very difficult to have a young man in front of me discussing what he's doing and being that disrespectful to a level of mine that's lost. Even in this professional position, I don't know if I would have been able to just, withstand that. No amount of rapping could have, withstood me from that. So it lets me know that Jeezy either had no loyalty to that guy or he just, industry out. I don't know.
So I'm thinking you talking about from a Gucci Mane level.
Right, because I was going to say
I'm talking about the Jeezy period.
Jeezy said the
Gucci Mane did what he's supposed to do.
Right.
Gucci did what he was supposed to do. But I'm just talking about Jeezy because I got a lot of love for Jeezy music. And in 05, 04, I was really outside doing what I had to do. So his music kind of got me through a couple of them, some trap nights. So yes,
I agree with you, right? And I like the whole show musically. I love the show musically, but I like Gucci mentality. My opinion, he was on the streetwise. He was on the up. He won. You feel what I'm saying? Like you didn't have to go to that no more because you won. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel what you're saying, Ra. Like, you ain't have to say it because you overcame that. You did it, son. So
exactly, you won.
Right.
You ain't have to go there no more.
Right. But you know, he probably still traumatized. We don't know what type of trauma. He might have didn't escape that. That might have been traumatizing for him. People coming for you. You had to think your way out of that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't know you was gonna make it either. He ain't know he was gonna come out on that, and to think somebody you was cool with send somebody at you to get you. You know what I'm saying? So that probably will affect him to a certain degree. And I agree with what Queen said, something substantial when we talked about it prior. You know, for them to both take on this thing, it was going to open up a lot of, you know what I'm saying, to open up a lot of hostility, you know, a lot of, you know, trauma and bitterness. So you were supposed to come well prepared mentally, you know, for this type of situation. You were supposed to let a lot of stuff go. You were supposed to mature and whatever. So I agree that Gucci should have held it down a little bit better. But you know, you can understand both angles because it's just some hard shit all together.
My whole thing is this, right? The beef is part of the history. So that song you performed is part of the history too. I wouldn't have been mad at you performing the song, but it's what you said after the song that got me, like, that shows that we shouldn't even did this shit.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have did it though. They really shouldn't have did it though, Naveed. That's come to think of it, right?
Here's my opinion on that. I like I said, I have mixed feelings about it. I feel like what Gucci was doing was type ignorant, but at the same time, I gotta commend him, and I feel him on that too. Like I know sometimes you go through stuff, we go through stuff with people, and they be ready to get past it, or you may be ready to get past something. That don't mean they ready. You know, the opposite person is. So you can't, just because Jeezy was ready on that type of time, that don't mean Gucci was on that same type of time. I mean, you know, was ready. That's why I said that Gucci grew, but maybe not as much as Jeezy did. You know what I mean? And at the same time, you could see. I don't know who I was on the phone with, if it was you, Nate, or Roscoe today, when I was saying that it was certain, you could see Gucci Mane, his whole body language was all changing on all different things. Like, I think he came in there with one mindset, and then at the end, towards the middle, because like even when the part when Gucci Mane was like, I mean when Jeezy was like, after he said all that disrespectful shit, Jeezy was like, this ain't about you, this ain't about me, this is about everybody else. And you know, some of the stuff that it's like you ain't grow and all of that. You literally saw Gucci face go down. You know what I'm saying? It's certain 100%
right.
That video where you saw where it was like penetrating Gucci brain.
Mm-hmm. Because he was in his
like,
feelings.
I know a lot of people been dragging him, but you got to give him some credit. This man, you know, somebody tried to kill him. He had to wind up taking somebody's fucking life. He had to go to jail and fight for his freedom. You know what I'm saying?
Sit down. And that's a hard thing to forgive, man.
Exactly.
Might not ever forgive.
He couldn't be here. Yeah. He couldn't even be here right now if that would have went either way. Jail, death, or prison. Like, it would have been, you know.
Here's my take on that, right? Because I see a lot of this going on with these interviews now, with all these niggas coming home from jail, and
right.
Everybody's talking about what they did and who they did it to, and not thinking about there's still family members out there that still feel some kind of way. Like right now, if a nigga came home and talked about what he did, what happened to me, I'll be ready to go, even though that shit happened 10, 15 years ago. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I would say it's a certain things that you shouldn't talk about, because you know some shit should be left as barbershop talk and not for the world. You feel what I'm saying? Like a lot of these old guys came home, and I found out who killed who, and I never knew it. I never knew who killed who back in the days, and now they come home. I felt like I was better off where I was at. Who did it? And now I know that you did this to this person. Make me look at you totally different when I never knew.
Mm-hmm. But
that was some deep shit for all of us. That was deep. That was so deep for all of us. What you said?
That's that old school teaching. These new dudes, well, Gucci and Jeezy, they old. They not young. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about credit right now. People just do stuff and just so they can say they did it. Back in the days, people did stuff and they didn't want to even say it because they didn't want to get locked. They
But
ain't
that's the
go to
thing
jail.
with Gucci
So
too,
they
though.
ain't
Like
want to
if
look
you
a
look at
certain
it,
way, like Ross said. Like Ross said, you just didn't want to look. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a good look to be the villain like that. You know what I'm saying? And have to
that's
do
true.
certain things. Now they want to, you know, they ain't really got nothing else to go on. They
Well,
not really solid.
what we say all the time, we living in a world of who could show they don't give a fuck more. Like
Yeah,
they out here
Gucci
trying to
showed
top
that.
each other.
Hmm.
But you got it. Nobody really talked about it like that besides people from our era with Gucci. So nobody really. A lot of people forgot about what happened to him, or he even near death because Jeezy went on to have a career. Gucci had a lot of troubles after that. So like I said, back then it wasn't as talked about as much. So I guess Gucci felt like this was the platform to put it out, which it probably shouldn't have been because it was a rap battle. But he didn't. Nobody really talked about it. They just let it go like it was nothing.
That's what I think. You right. You know what I think? I think they should have really came together first in the same room and talked right then and there before they did that show. Because maybe Gucci would have said some disrespectful shit right then and there, so he don't have to say it on the show. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He could have said it right to him in his face, like nigga, send some more. Instead of doing it on the show where the world gets to see you say this and like, yo, send some more niggas, and I send them back to you. Like, yo, my nigga, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
That was a little much.
He really wanted. I
Right.
mean, I don't think Gucci really from what what the clips and everything that I seen. I don't think Gucci was really down to do it. I really think that he was talked into it more or less. He looked like he really wasn't with it. He hadn't.
Nah,
Forgiven.
the fact that he was talking to us because he declined first.
I went on Gucci Mane page, and that's exactly what it was. He posts pictures of everybody, of him and everybody afterwards, and then he was saying he did it for the culture. And I saw Keisha, his wife, get on there say, "Yes, baby, you did it for the culture." So it was people in his head telling.
I knew she was one of the key players.
Mm-hmm.
I knew
It was people that played a part.
She wanted it for money, and she wanted it, to try to get him on for whatever reason. But I could tell that he was pretty much talked into it and pressured into the
respectfully declined at first.
He declined first.
He did. Because that man.
That's another thing. That's another thing why I don't like the fact that Gucci did that, because you decline first. That means somebody talked to you and talked to Jeezy. Mediating. This person, whoever's talking to both of them, is mediating. So when you go up on that stage, say that slick shit, now you put that person who mediated into jeopardy. Cause like you just say, "Fuck me, my nigga." I told you, we supposed to make it on some peace shit. You feel what I'm saying? The person that
it could have been a publicity stunt too, though, man. It could be publicity because now the people who wasn't outside in 05 is going to research this topic, stream their music, start looking for subliminals, and now they become more of a hot topic and trending on Twitter. Like I
guarantee that's what it is.
I thought that's what the verses was for. I thought that's what all verses was for. So that artists who come out and they do the verses, people start streaming their music again, so they can get paid.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Absolutely, that's what it's for.
The very first one was free, but once they see how many people was watching it,
it's for monetary purposes. But they've been doing it in Atlanta. Atlanta been running it in the hole because I never heard this many Gucci Mane songs and this much talk about it or whatever. So they maximizing on this opportunity out here. They definitely.
They are.
Well, that's what I say. I think that may have been Gucci Mane mindset, but I think that Jeezy was sincere. I think he really did want to bury the hatchet. I don't think he did it. I don't think he did it for publicity or money. I think maybe that was in Gucci Mane's mind, but I don't think that was in Jeezy's mind. You could tell that, like he said, he's been working on himself for 10 years. He said, because he had the interview with the Breakfast Club the next day, and he was like, he don't do good with disrespect. It took everything in him, to sit there and allow that kind of disrespect, but he can't let nobody, knock him out of his like that and all that. So even for money, certain things that you would not tolerate. I really think he wanted to put that behind him.
I think what Gucci said in the clip, like I told you, if I couldn't bring the streets in and I didn't want to do it, I told you that. Like they must have had a conversation and Gucci told him he was going to mention that. He told him, like, if I can't bring the streets in this, and we not doing it.
No. He was saying that I told you I was gonna perform this song. I think Gucci didn't. I think Jeezy didn't want him to perform that song.
Possibly, I guess.
Which one, Icy? Which one, Icy?
No,
Yeah.
the song he's talking about digging up his homeboy. Yo, dig up. The song that he performed right before he said that disrespectful shit.
Oh, okay.
I think Gucci was saying like, yo, I told you I was gonna do the truth. You know, this is for the streets. And Jeezy ain't had no problem with him doing the song. And I think he just had a problem with him the shit he said afterwards.
They said Jeezy got a song coming out. However, I do have real found respect for Jeezy. Didn't he just drop a mixtape or
album or something right after? Both of them did.
Both of them did.
I mean, but even if they did that, that don't mean that was the intention. I mean, if something like that happened, I would monopolize off of it as well. Like, yo, I might as well make a couple of dollars out of this whole ordeal as well. So we can't, you gotta look at it from both sides of the shoe, right? Gucci Man felt like Jeezy sent them niggas at him. Jeezy felt like Gucci was dry snitching on him because he kept talking about it all over them airwaves. Like, how you talking about murder? Like, how you saying I sent you? How you saying this in the interviews? I sent niggas to kill you. That's basically putting a case on me. You get what I'm saying? So they both had bad things against one another. You feel what I'm saying? So it was big for them to come together and put all that shit to the side, but it's just that Gucci still was feeling some kind of way.
Yeah, he still ain't get over it. It ain't healed. Because I think what happened was once that transpired, it got Gucci Mane in such a situation that he just had one issue after the other. It didn't go well for him.
Stopped, right?
And Jeezy excelled, and it was a smooth sailing career for him. You know, Gucci Mane, his mother, you know, a lot of people turned on him. It wasn't a good ride for Gucci. So now that he's arrived to this point, he probably bitter. You know, he probably like this.
He's dealing with a lot of inner demons, like a lot of people in our community is, you know. And this is why, you know, this whole conversation. I mean, we ain't gonna get into everything that we wanted to get into, but we wanted to talk about, you know, getting more comfortable with uncomfortable conversations. You know what I'm saying?
Situation.
That conversation, that thing that they had to probably be the most uncomfortable thing in a long ass time. You know what I mean? But they did it not in private. They did it in public for all of us as a lesson. You know, like we get more comfortable with talking about things and addressing things that we not comfortable doing. We can't keep on suppressing things and ignoring it and think that it's gonna go away, because all it's doing is festering inside. And you turn out like Gucci. You saying how Gucci was dealing with a lot of stuff, and we can see that he still is dealing with it. That's what happens when people suppress things. You know, a lot of people who talk about me and be like, you know, sometimes, oh, you be telling too much of your business. You like, I'm good. That's why I do what I do. I talk. I don't have no issues. Like, it's my testimony. You know, how people choose to deal with their issues is one thing, and how I choose to deal with mine is good. That's why I don't walk around with hate in my heart and, you know, walking around like I'm mad at the world or nothing like that. A lot of people need to start communicating and start talking about those inner demons inside of them that they don't want to fucking address.
Well, and you know what? Doing what they did, you know, addressing it with each other, with the person that you have the conflict with. Face it. Try to, you know, y'all air it out or whatever, because it's a lot of family members. It's a lot of stuff, you know, a lot of friends and a lot of people you just let things go, and you don't know their side of the story, what they feeling, we be mad at each other and we really don't even know why. Are we really mad? You know, what happened? You know, we could, probably be more firm in the culture and everything if we just, get to a certain level of communication. And like you said, address stuff, call it out, move forward, get in even though it's uncomfortable, so we could get to a comfortable place.
And you know what the problem is? It's so frustrating when you are on that type of time and you're trying to talk about stuff, or like if I feel like Rod is, I feel a kind of vibe for Rod, and I feel like he's falling back for me. And I come to him and be like, Roz, we good? Like, what's going on? I'm trying to communicate to him. And he like, we good, I'm good, I'm not. Like, it's so, now I'm ready to talk about it, but because he acting like he don't give a fuck and all that, now I'm like, fuck it, it's up there. What they say is stuck there. It's up there, now it's stuck there. We gotta get more of that time. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many people walking around that be harboring so many feelings against somebody, and the person ain't even have no goddamn idea. Like, it was to the magnitude. Like, I didn't even know you didn't like me, or I don't know why you didn't.
I think social media increased a lot of tension amongst our community because of like the way people are, presenting themselves, the way they present their lifestyles, and it makes people depressed or even angry at you when you see somebody on several vacations a year. If they eat out all the time, it happens. A lot of people start to like utilize that as a way to not like you. So you may miss out on it. It becomes that way because social media has changed the dynamics of how we look at things. In the community, we knew who was getting what they were getting because we seen them every day. We got a chance to see them come outside in their new clothes, if they had them or not. Social media, you post one fit a week and you're okay with it, and people could be mad at that. Especially if they put any filters on it. You know what I mean?
I was just going to say that, social media and all of that, they have, created a great illusion, and people do caught up into that. It could have you feel a certain way.
Y'all know I'm with the shits. Y'all know I be on social media, but I will say that social media has watered down, has it, it has its pros and its cons, but it has affected us negatively more. You know what I mean? It's like it makes no sense, the stuff that goes on social media. You got people that ain't never bust a grape in a motherfucking fruit fight is now thugs on social media. You got people that is dead ass drunk, but they posting pictures and they acting like
OG niggas who you thought was the most solid street nigga in the world, and he gets on social media and you find out he's a fucking cornball.
Lemon, the whole lemon.
Or drag queen. Or drag queen.
That too.
That's crazy.
I'm just saying.
Right, though.
Yo.
That is definitely true.
I got a question for you.
What up, bro?
I got a question for you, right? And I think I spoke to Fatima about this before. How do you feel about, like you said, social media is I think social media is the devil because, like you said, people taking vacations and they at the club, bottles, new sneakers, new this, new that, and they're really not living that life. But you don't know. You see it on social media, so you think they're living that life. So how do you feel about when niggas come home from? This is how I think. I think we should stop bigging up the nigga that came home from jail because kids see that, and when kids see that, they like, oh, it's okay for me to go to jail because when I come home, niggas gonna treat me just like they treated him.
Now that's true. I posted something like that. I was watching the Khalif Browder story. I think I talked to Fatima about it on Show to the Post, but I was watching the Khalif Browder story, right? Mm-hmm. And I start remembering the rough times that I had, especially the adolescents and juvenile. And I started remembering the fights that I got into, fighting the whole house and just going through it. And the nights when I got sentenced and I was crying. So I did start remembering. I posted something like that. This was a couple of weeks ago. Like, damn, man, people glorify jail so much, but they never tell you about the rough patches that they had when they was crying or when they came into. You're not coming to Rikers Island in the 4 building back in the days, no matter who you were, without going through some type of training. They're going to smoke you out that crib. 30 little juveniles are going to be on your neck, and you got to earn that. So people forget that. They only go straight to the top. So I do understand that. And
I want you to tell a story. I don't know if you're going to feel comfortable with that. But like you said, they don't tell what the bad stuff that be going on in jail. They'll tell, we went to war, and they'll tell the victorious story. I stabbed the nigga this, and we did this, that, and the third. But you know what also is another thing that is affiliated with jail, but anytime you talk about it from niggas that's in jail or come out of jail, they try to act like it don't happen like that. The homosexuality, okay? Tell them about the time when you was in juvenile, you was first there, and you didn't even like how, remember the story you told me? How you said, you ran into somebody that you knew?
Wow, okay, yeah. Well, what happened was, it was Rod know the brother too. Like we all came up together, but I'm not gonna give him that cup of clout because
we don't got a nickname.
But I'm not. But what I'm saying is, it was in juvenile. I was one of my first times there, I think I may be 13 years old, and a guy I looked up to. He raised me in a sense. So as I'm coming back from the visit with my grandmother scolding me on why I'm there and going through it, so I'm already feeling a little depressed. So as I'm coming back and this guy's escorting me to the dorm, my dormitory back to where I'm housed at, so he takes me to a dorm where it's older kids, and I see a couple kids looking out the door, and I didn't think anything of it. They didn't have any shirts on, so I didn't think anything of it. But I seen a guy that, that raised me. He didn't have any shirts. He didn't have a shirt on. He's sweaty. I don't want to sound crazy, but he's sweaty like he was just working out. And he put his bare chest on the back of another man so comfortably. And he was like, yo, little Naquan, what's going on, bro? Like, what's up? And the staff was like, listen, do you want to stay here with your friends and I'll come back and get you? And I quickly said, no, I don't. I don't want to stay here with that man because that do not look like a culture situation. So I got to go back to the dorm. But ever since then, it spooked. It kind of creeped me out that these boys were like so comfortable, like, with flesh to flesh. So that I just told Fatima that, and that stuck with me for years, So I just, and that actual person turned out to be a gay male, like, you know what I mean?
Wow.
So it actually turned out to be that.
No, he didn't turn out to be. He was already.
He was already, yeah.
No, wait,
I don't know where he was at in his life at that time. I guess so. Wherever he was at in his life at that time, he was comfortable with doing that, and so was the other person. But I know I wasn't ready to be on that
I'd like to hear. I wanted him to share that story publicly because a lot of these little guys out here, you heard when you was a grown, no, not we was in a grown man, but you was a dude out there in the streets thinking you tough, and you wind up in there, like, and you even felt intimidated or scared or like, yo, that situation that don't look too comfortable. It looked kind of weird. This is the stuff like these guys don't hear about.
Right.
Like out here, you know how like some of these guys out here, they want to be dealing with multiple women all the time, or they can't stay with one woman. Imagine when you go in jail, you ain't gonna have no woman. You're gonna be in there with a bunch of fucking niggas. So this is what these dudes need, these little kids and these idiots need to know. While you out here thinking you doing something fly, all that shit is not worth it because you go up in there, you begin. Tell them about the stories about these dudes, these young dudes out here thinking they tough because they got a gun. I will pop this nigga. They don't even know how to fight. They shoot everybody. And they get in jail, there's no guns, and they get beat the fuck up.
I'm gonna tell you, the shooters are usually not the ones that run the house. It's the burglars, the petty thieves, and stuff like that. Those are not the ones that run the house. The guys who do all the shooting, I mean, they got recognition. You got some tough ones, but 80% of the dudes that run the house are homeless. Like, these guys are like regular dudes. The ones that be doing all the shooting, they don't have any physical combat, so they don't come in with that. Most of the time, how they live is off the strength of the crime or who they know. They're not living like that.
They're the hair braiders.
Huh?
Like, I never, like,
I call them the hair braiders.
I never did no long stretch in jail, right? But I've been on Rikers Island numerous of times, and like the first time I've been on Rikers Island, I had to stay on there for like a month or some shit like that, and I was seeing niggas from the hood, and it was the niggas who was soft on the streets was running to jail, and the shooters was the bitches.
That's a fact.
That's my right. I seen a nigga that was a straight up shooter. I watched this man shoot somebody before. When I go to jail, they had this man doing the butterfly in the toilet.
Told you, sis.
I heard about that story, yo, because that was something like old Brownsville Tale. Yeah, that nigga be on doing a butterfly on the toilet. I don't know who the name was associated with it, but I remember hearing that story from years ago. This is the thing, like we need, people like you and Nay and all that need to be talking and not telling these motherfuckers that shit that shit is not, they think that these rappers and all these people glorifying is not what's up. Do you know, you could be all that tough guy shit right now because you got that Glock on you, but you ain't gonna have that once you get bagged and you in there and you only 120 pounds and you around a whole bunch of grown ass men that know how to use their hands. Some of them is gay. Some of them go trying to take your ass. All of that, like they don't know that. They thinking that shit don't really happen. That shit really happen.
And what's so crazy? Not only do you gotta deal with gangs, you gotta deal with manipulation. Like this shit is crazy when you in them jails, man. Like,
well, you subjected to all kind of low frequency, whatever. You know what I'm saying? People that do the worst stuff. You know, the worst things that you could imagine. That's in jail. It's like you in a living hell. You know what I'm saying? People that did shit you never even heard of or thought of doing. You know.
I'm gonna tell you a story, right? The first time
they go to PC,
I got my sneakers taken, and I didn't even know I got my sneakers taken. Crazy, right?
How does that happen?
I get in jail. I meet a nigga who's in jail for the same nigga I'm in jail for. I was hustling for a nigga, and I got locked up at a spot. I meet a nigga who he got locked up at the same spot, but I never met him before in the streets. So, you know, we talking about this dude and whatnot. So the dude says, yo, I got to go to court tomorrow. Yo, we done got cool. He's like, yo, let me wear your sneakers to court. Me being a friendly, nice nigga, I don't think nothing of it, because he got a nice pair of sneakers on, too. He got some nice Air Force on.
No, she just needs some sneakers.
The nigga, I gave the nigga the sneakers to wear to court. He come back. I still don't think nothing of it. So a nigga pulled me to the side. I was like, yo, you know that nigga took your sneakers, right? And I was like, what you mean? He just asked to borrow them. He's like, nah, you ain't getting those back. So I had to go and fight this nigga to take my sneakers back. You feel me? So I didn't know he took them. I was being gullible.
Manipulate you out of them, and you ain't even know. he mind fucked you.
Exactly.
Look, you see that?
That you can't trust nobody, even if a nigga know your family. You can't nobody in there.
Yo,
let's talk about it. It's not even just in there. It's just like, this is why when Sha came down there with all these great ideas, you were so willing to lead a game. This is not a good time to be in the game, period. Whether you in jail or not. You can't trust nobody. The risk is not worth the means. It's just like, and you remember the video I just sent you today that Naquan sent me? Some of these people, you can't even fight with. We got people that are literally what they call killers. You know what I mean? Out here killing and shooting. And as soon as they get caught, they motherfucking tell it.
Hey, yo.
So how do you go to war with somebody if either I'm going to let him shoot, either I'm going to have to shoot or kill, I'm going to have to let him shoot or kill me, because if I get the upper hand on him, he gonna tell on me. Like, so it's like the game is so fucked up right now. If I was a guy, I wouldn't want to be in it, because there's no way you could win.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something, right? I heard these young guys was having a conversation, and these little niggas will tell you that they telling. This shit is crazy. The little nigga said to the other nigga, yo, I got 10 bodies under my belt. So I'm saying to myself, this little nigga lying. He ain't killed no 10 people. The whole time, he's saying he know about 10 murders. So if he get locked up, he's telling those murders to get out.
Wow.
So not that he killed them, but he gonna snitch.
He know about murders. So if he get locked up,
come home free passes.
Exactly.
Well, you already know. Look at Tekashi living his best life.
The game is not the same, P said. Coward culture, exactly. My boy, my son, he came.
I forgot that. I'm just talking to y'all. I forgot we was talking to an audience.
He like, God damn, I ain't mean to tell a sneaker joint.
You know what the culture and these new niggas lack? Morals, values, and principles. They are just out here just doing the most. And it's like no accountability. Everything is co-signed. You could do the most stylish, grimiest. You know it's fucked up when you got Tekashi out here doing everything he's doing, and there's people that still co-sign and supporting and backing that shit up. So at this point, if I was in the streets, I would just be like, you know what, I'm getting me a 9 to 5, because you cannot play with people like this. It doesn't work. Like, they violate you and you violate them back, then it's, you go into jail. You know what I mean? If you don't act, if you be a sheep, they gonna some wolf shit and take advantage of you. So it's like, there's no way that you could win in this. There's no winning in this at all at this point.
No, it's not.
That was one of the main reasons why I was so easy to like, yo, you know what? I'm through with this shit because everybody's telling these days. So you don't know who to trust. Who can I trust? If everybody's telling, I don't know who to trust.
Yeah.
So it's best to not even get in the game if you can't trust nobody.
Nah, you can't. Ain't no game.
Yeah. And
it's a whole bunch of fucking niggas.
It's never no outside nigga. It's always it's always an inside nigga that wind up ratting. It don't be no random guy. So it's like, I don't know. You know, we talked about that on my live too the other day, Rob, about these guys putting so much trust in they dudes. They be acting like they be loving they dudes more than their own fucking lady.
Yeah, I said that.
They don't be acting like
niggas be more loyal to their homeboys than they be to their girl. That shit confuses me. That shit confuses the fuck out of me. How you more loyal to your homeboy than you are to your girl? The person you sleep in the bed with every night. This shit confuses me, man.
No, they're confused. It's not confusing you. They're confused.
And what's the confusing part is that why history has proven, you know, most of the time that these guys get ratted on, it ain't their girlfriends, it ain't their wives, it's their homies. So why do y'all still put all of y'all so much faith and trust in y'all homeboys? It's been proven time and time again that the homies is not who they crack up to be. I understand that they say that some of these women is trifling or whatever, but there's so many good women out here that hold it down. Your chances will be more increased on finding a good woman than you find a loyal nigga.
I agree. In those days when you know chicks used to be setting dudes up and doing all of that, a lot of that's died down. Women done grew up and we done started getting ourselves together. So right now we looking, you know, we want a strong man on our team or whatever. We done got ourselves together, went back to school. A lot of us, you know what I'm saying? We making money, we in a good job, good position. Why would you want to, you know what I'm saying? You trying to build with somebody. So we ain't trying to throw you under the bus.
I shared that story with y'all a couple of, I don't know what show was that. You know what I mean? With my ex, he done went into business adventures with his homies and stuff that he know he can't trust. You got a whole woman that got a good job, 401k and all that. Why wouldn't you come to me with a business plan and say, let's do this together? Y'all really out here want to get into make all these business moves with dudes that you know that you probably gonna have to kill, or they gonna kill or rob you and all that. Like, I don't understand some of the shit that's going on out here. Like, all of this homie love is it's unhealthy. You know what I mean? I'm for brotherly love, but some of this brotherly love is a little bit unhealthy for me. Like, it's like they loving they brothers more than they loving their own fucking kids, their own lady, their own mother. Like, they want to spend all day with they homies. Like, bro, go see your mom, yo. Go spend some time with your kids. Your lady been asking you to take her out for fucking how many days and how many weeks now? Why do y'all gotta spend so much time with y'all niggas? That's unhealthy. Am I making sense? I want to hear from y'all perspective. Naquan, you on mute. Take it off mute.
I was gonna say, it's you know, because at one point in time, you know, when I was a kid, all I wanted to be was around my friend, like around 16, 17, 18. But you get to a certain age, when you realize
that's then.
Now we hear you, Nay.
I was just saying, like, you got to look at where some of these guys are getting their examples from. Because a lot of these guys in their music, there's not even no real positive music out there now to even guide you. Because music guided us, like the Nas's and certain songs that they have. These guys, everything is about they niggas. That's it, really. Guns, drugs, and they niggas. So they hardly listen to anybody telling them that they should build with a queen. So the culture has shifted so much where it's even further than when we came up. There's no positive, real rappers out there that these dudes listen to. If it ain't killing them, you know, taking drugs and shit. So, and all the females that's on Love and Hip Hop are not giving them examples that they want to build with. Just, you know, so it's hard to really blame them.
We in a messed up culture, or we in a messed up time when popping pills and using opiates and all that is a cool thing. Back in our time, we like anything other than weed, we like, oh, that nigga on crack. Oh, that girl.
Yeah, we wouldn't even allow that. We wouldn't even allow that. That's a fact. We wouldn't even allow that.
Right.
Pills and none of that. You couldn't do none of that.
How did popping pills? I saw
I'm
me.
gonna keep it 100 with you. I was in the game for a long time, and I didn't see none of them drugs until recently. I'm like, visually see them with my eyes until recently. I always heard about them shits, but I never seen them shits face to face. Like, I never seen the ecstasy pill. I never seen PCP.
Never.
You know what I'm
I didn't
saying?
see any of that until I came to Atlanta. It wasn't in New York like that. I'm not gonna lie. I came down here to Atlanta, and when I started getting on the strip club scene and all of that, that's when I was like, wow, I didn't know that many young people, was doing drugs and doing it at the level that they was, because in New York, we wasn't on that. We was just trying to.
One person in the neighborhood that I only knew about, Rod, the one that we was talking about the other day, who you caught in old boy crib, baby mama crib.
Oh yeah,
That's the only person in the hood in our hood that I knew was on any kind of ecstasy pills or anything.
I didn't even know.
We was like,
I only knew
you just told me something. I didn't even know that.
I didn't know nothing about nobody using no other drug but weed when we was coming up.
That's it. And, I mean, the older dudes smoke crack and weed together. Some of the older dudes, like the older guys.
Yeah, our mother and father era.
Like they had a little coke in their weed. They had a little coke in their weed and all that. We cannot.
Who said our mother and father era?
Well, when we found out crack kills, we stopped that. But then they just picked it back up. But there was some coke in that weed back in the days. I can't lie.
Yeah, but not heavy. I never seen this many young people like cocaine wasn't no young person drug. I never knew that to be no young person drug.
It wasn't.
With white lines. That was older people. That wasn't us. That was older people. I never.
Not our peers. Our peers wasn't doing
that. We wasn't on it because we had that driven in our head from those crack commercials and when they cracked the egg.
They know the drugs.
Yeah, I was gonna say that shit the other day. Reagan, that bitch helped. Reagan helped us because I didn't want to not smoke no crack from her commercials. Say no to drugs.
Yeah, with the crack egg and all that. I didn't want to do that. That's so. And plus, we sold it too. So niggas.
I was going to say everybody was too busy selling it.
Oh, you know what? Somebody just now said something. Wooly and Coolies. We lying. You know who was on crack in our era?
Who?
Wu-Tang Clan. And Staten Island, they was doing drugs.
Well, yeah. That's what I was saying. They was doing those little movies, though.
Yo, old dirty bastard was. You right, son.
Not just old dirty bastard.
No, I'm just saying, old dirty bastard, that was his MO. He get fucked up and drive through shit and he was the old dirty bastard. He owned up to it, at least. You know what I'm saying?
Right, so that's that. We lying. And then they tried to even make that shit cool. Because smokers at 16, smoking woos in the staircase and all that other shit that they said. Even we was like, whoa, wait a minute, hold on. When he was saying that shit, you was smoking woos at 16 and stuff. We even when they was rapping about that shit, knew that shit wasn't cool. I don't know how did we get here? How did we get to this place where being on drugs is a thing? I seen a meme today that somebody posted about if popping pills why is niggas popping pills with their homeboys?
I mean, it's a lot of weird shit going on because I be hearing people. I don't even. It's just crazy.
They put the pills in their butt.
You know where I live at. Where I live at right now. I mean, it's a wrap. I ain't going.
I done heard niggas put pills in their butt. I done heard all types of shit.
I've seen that. I've heard that and seen that before. Because it allegedly gets you higher. It gets into your bloodstream quicker through the anal. Yeah, I've heard of in the strip club.
Yeah, they stick the pills in their butt.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so I feel like this was a good show. We didn't get to talk about everything we wanted to talk about, but we talked about some good material today. So everybody who is listening, please share this on your pages and go on YouTube and view it, subscribe and share. because this was good material, and this is good role models right here. You know, these are guys from the hood that have changed their mindset, doing big things, and we need to get this kind of message out more than all of this glorifying the dumb shit, glorifying gangster shit and all that. That all it's gonna do is lead you to dead or a whole bunch of felons. You know what I'm saying? We on here ain't talking nothing. We ain't glorifying none of that shit. We said all that shit is whack. Even those of us, some of them that was on the panel, when they said they was doing what they did, they ain't make it seem like it was glorified. And they told y'all the, you know, the downside of that shit too. Like, this is the message that we need to get out. It's our job as, you know, elder. I mean, y'all job, because y'all know I'm 26.
Anyway.
Shut up, Roscoe.
Living your truth. Living your truth.
You know, start having these uncomfortable conversations with people, yo. You know, and let's not stop. I want you guys to stop giving up on our youth brothers. You know how I hear a lot of OGs and, you know, older guys be saying, you can't tell these little niggas nothing, so I don't even try. Nah, we can't take that mindset. We cannot give up on them, because this is our future. These are the same dudes that, you know, when we get old and stuff, that's going to be underneath us. That's why we have to be our home attendants and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like
making the decisions, you know what I'm saying? They going to be
right. We can't give up on them. And y'all got to keep on, you know, telling them, like, yeah, it may be looking good now, or, you know, let me tell you, but what the downside of that shit. Look at you in your 40s now, and you just now, you know, getting it together. You don't want to be that. You could be like, you don't want to be this. You want to get your shit together way before I got my shit together.
It's a fact.
Yeah, well, we need
more.
What you gonna say, Rob?
I'm not gonna say because these little niggas don't want to listen to nobody, but you could tell them anyway, because, you know, I was an age. I always put myself in like, when I remember when I was young and an older nigga was coming trying to talk to me about some shit, I'd be like, nigga, I don't want to hear that shit. Get the fuck out my face. But yeah, it always stuck in my head. So years later, I remember what this nigga said to me. You feel what I'm saying? So it's always good to say something to them. They might not take it right then and there, but they might be listening to it. And years later, they're like, damn, that nigga was right. He told me this shit years ago. You know what I'm saying? He was right. And I told that nigga, get the fuck out my face. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, Roscoe, you know, it's always good when we talk. We get on the phone, we talk it up forever. So I felt very good bringing this, you know, our conversation to the platform right here. And, you know, hopefully, you know, somebody hear it, somebody get encouraged, it'll make somebody, you know, think differently than what they was thinking. I felt like this was good energy. It was a good show. And I appreciate you for supporting me and loving me, and, you know, whatever I'm you with it, you like, okay, you want to be on the show, do it. You know what I mean? You know, I'm your cheerleader too. I'm proud of you, and I acknowledge your growth as well, and keep growing.
I'm proud of both of y'all, man. I love y'all, man. You know,
thank you for supporting me too, Ron. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming on.
I'm always here. Anytime y'all want to call me on a 3-way, you already know.
You know how our 3-ways be going. Which homeboy with his one balls.
One ball, that's all.
Yo, Nate, my guy. If he's still there, tell him to holler at him.
Oh, I think because he had another Zoom that he was supposed to go on at 9 o'clock. But I don't know if he got kicked off and he realized that it didn't even come back on to say goodbye. But shout out to Naquan, shout out to Shakim, and shout out to Roscoe. We appreciate y'all for coming on our show. And hopefully we'll do this again.
And this was your best show because you had Roscoe on it.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It was a family affair. So, you know, I will say that this was my best show. Yes, we had fun. And it was
one of our best shows.
Yes. Yes. Is there anything you want to say, Black?
Oh, no, I just want to say thank y'all for having me on the show. And anytime you need my help,
I say back. I said
help y'all with anything, just let me know. You know,
let me get about $3,000.
I got you.
Okay. You want to say anything, Black?
I just want to say thank everybody for tuning in to Sador Radio, Thick Girls Radio Show. And y'all
Naquan can say his buys. He's just coming back on.
Where he at? Oh, okay. Well, y'all get us on YouTube until he come back. Y'all, follow us on YouTube. Continue to support.
You gotta tell a YouTube page.
Appreciate y'all. What?
You gotta shout out the YouTube page.
I said Thick Girls Radio, right? Show.
Well, actually, it's the Sador Radio YouTube page, and then they gotta look for Thick Girls Radio.
Okay, so what she said.
But
I'm glad you said that because I was just about to go to YouTube and look for Thick Girls Radio.
Yeah, but Naquan, we about to end the show. So, anything you want to end on? A good note? You want to say anything?
Hello?
Yes, man.
Hey, sorry, I got cut off, but I have to go. But I want to say thank you for having me on your show. It's been a long time coming. You guys gotta have me back.
Definitely will.
Well, next time we have you back, you better be in a better place with better reception that you don't keep going in and out.
I know, man. I gotta come to the city, man. I'm in the boondocks right now.
Yeah, and it's gonna be hard to book him because he another one. He like a Jamaican. He got like 5 jobs. This is the only time I know him when he only down to 2 jobs. But this brother always he having minimum of 3 jobs. I'm dead serious.
I mean, it's hard out here, man.
You would think he got 8 kids that he gotta take care of.
Get that money, nigga. I ain't mad at you.
It's hard out here, Scope. Word up, man.
Definitely is.
I'm trying to stay afloat, man. That's it, man.
You're doing a good job, though, my guy.
That's good. I can't have them trying to swindle me out my sneakers and all that on the island. Man. I've been through that, man.
See that, Rob?
I remember one time.
Listen, you ain't going back.
Let me tell you one time what happened to me real quick. I remember I was starving for a Coogee. I was starving for I couldn't afford it. Even all the hustling I was doing in the 90s, I just ain't never have enough at one time for a Coogee. So I was on Rikers Island in intake coming back from court. And I just so happened to see this guy. He had like a full Coogee sweatsuit on. I had never seen this shit in my life. And I was like salivating at the mouth because I really wanted this Coogee. So this is no bullshit. Now I'm already blood. I already got my name up a little bit. I've been through all the issues in the jail. So I got up on the guy, backed the little dirty joint I had out. And, I demanded or asked him nicely, listen, you either get us up or you ain't making it out this. So I did that successfully. I take this guy Coogee and I give him no bullshit. I had a chap shirt, a bullshit chap shirt. I gave it to him. I told him, hold it down, don't say nothing. I felt accomplished. Now, as I'm walking around the jail with this Coogee on, I start getting kites from other people like, yo, such and such said send that Coogee up to one man, or son says send that, or next time you go to the visitor with that Coogee on, I'm going to come at you. I said, you know what, man, I'm sending this shit home. I'm going to meet this Coogee home. I'm not going to allow these dudes to try to front on me. And it wasn't even adolescents. It was dudes that was like 5 and 10 years older than me who couldn't afford a Coogee themselves. So I sent that shit home and just to avoid any problems. And, I don't even think I made it home to the Coogee, but I already knew that it was going to be some problems if I ain't get this shit up off me. You know what I mean?
See, that's the story. That's the stories that you need to share because everybody want to act like they was gangsters and they was taking stuff and all that. You took that shit, but then it was about to get taken from you.
This is the first time I explained that part. I've told the whole story part of it plenty of times. My name
no shame in my game. I tell you what happened to me. Nigga took my sleeve. He took them sneakily, like he manipulated me out of him.
Respectfully,
Be like that. I told the tough story before. I left that out, but I'm sharing the first time.
You purposely left that part out.
I left that out before. I ain't gonna lie. I've left that part out a couple times.
But we gonna stop telling all the tough stories and glorifying all the tough shit and tell
I don't want to do that too much. Because for every tough story, there's a backstory that happened. Sometimes it's the police that might beat you up or something. Something ain't go right all the time. Even if you might have won, somehow, some way, that box time might have broke you after that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we ain't even get into that, but that's a whole nother show.
That's mental
illnesses because they done spend majority of their time in the box by themselves, hearing voices, doing all that. This is what they not telling the guys out here. When you go in jail, and you can go into jail when you could get busy, and when you get busy, there's consequences to that. It's called the box. And when you get thrown in the box, you in there by yourself for 23 hours a day. Okay?
Loss of record and all that.
Imagine living in your bathroom for fucking a whole year.
They double bunk you. That's even worse. They put you in there with another adult male that might be even more aggressive than you, and it's just you two in there wrestling with each other, and your drawers hot. Like, you know what I mean? So it's some crazy stuff.
Hanging out there.
Listen, it happens. They got people because they double bunk you. So sometimes people don't want bunk you, so they because it be so hot. Sometimes you gotta wear shorts, no shirt. It's a crazy scene that these young dudes, they don't really understand, man. It ain't all glory. It ain't all glory, man. Trust me, man. It's not all, but I gotta go. I'll see y'all people later. Rob, love you, big bro. Be good.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna put my number in your inbox, bro. Call me anytime.
Yeah, you know that. I got you.
All right.
Good luck, Nate. Thanks, Rod. Thanks.
All right, y'all. Be safe. Love y'all.
Facebook land, IG land. We went well over our time. Our engineer guy probably like, man, y'all better hurry up, yo. Y'all know this is past the time. Thanks, Smart, for always holding it down and supporting us and doing what you do behind the scenes. All right, so we done?
Y'all have a good night, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm Black Glory, Thick Girls Radio Show. Go ahead and get it on radio. Thank you.
Night, night.
All right, y'all.
All right, bye. Share.